So you have a goal, a vision, and for whatever reason, you can't bring yourself to do the things that you need to do in order to get there. And it almost doesn't make sense. Like, how can you want something so bad? I know that feeling. I know how amped up you probably get thinking about that thing, living that lifestyle, being that person, having that freedom. All those things invoke this invigorating adrenaline. Makes you feel alive. It gives you goosebumps when you think about it. So how can you want that thing so bad and still not be willing to do the things that you need to do? And it's not like the things that you need to be doing are difficult in any way or are a mystery. Everyone knows what to do. All the information is out there online. You can find tons of YouTube videos on how to do pretty much anything in this world, start any kind of business, become an artist, a chef. You can literally learn anything on the internet nowadays. So it's not a matter of how, it's a matter of will. Where do you find the will? Evidently, it's not going to be motivation, because motivation doesn't trump laziness. Motivation is temporary. That's why when you think about your goal or your vision, you get amped up and maybe you work at it for a week, 2 weeks, maybe even a month, but eventually you burn out and go back to square one, and it's a repeating, endless, dreadful cycle. So what needs to change? How do we find the will? Many of us are too focused on everything that's going on out here, external factors. When the physical world doesn't reflect what we want in our minds, it leaves us frustrated, confused, exhausted, and discouraged. What needs to happen is we need to embody the person that we want to become on the inside. We need to adopt their mindset, their mental framework, replicate their behaviors, and naturally the physical realm will reflect that. This probably isn't the first time you've heard someone say this, that you need to adopt the mindset first, but want to specify something, because a lot of people go at this the wrong way. You need to really immerse yourself in this. This is a very involved process. It's not like you just tell yourself a few positive affirmations, meditate for 10 minutes, and call it a day. No, you need to rework your internal system. This is a deep-rooted issue, because what you're asking to change is you, your identity, who you are. The good news is once you actually make this change, you pretty much win. That's the hard part. Everything else follows, because all that life is a projection of what's going on in here. If you can get this right, align this with what you truly want, everything will fall into place after that. You have to really immerse yourself in this process. I did this through a form of self-hypnosis. I would isolate my mind, turn off all the lights, get rid of all distractions, make sure my environment was silent, and get into a very relaxed state almost, where everything around me just disappeared. Then I was able to focus all my energy on me. This gave me the ability to look deeply into my subconscious, into why I did certain things, what I truly wanted in life, why I wanted them, what was preventing me from getting there, what things I needed to change about my current self to better reflect who I wanted to become. When you really isolate yourself, your mind, and put yourself one-on-one with your weaknesses, the things you must change, the things you need to improve on in order to reflect the person you're trying to become, you rapidly transform. You evolve at a rate you might not even imagine is possible. But many of us are too distracted on our phones, watching TV or YouTube, going to the club, partying, playing video games, the list goes on. We live in a world of distraction and temptation. 99% of people don't give themselves any time out of the day to do this kind of thing at any level. So you get a bunch of people saying they want to change or have a goal, and they don't understand why they can't pursue it. The most powerful tool you can possibly utilize is self-reflection and patience. The longer you can sit with yourself, the more you'll realize that every answer you need is within. You're not going to get it on a YouTube video or in a book. Those are useful, but what we're trying to do here is rewire our internal system. We need to wipe away the crappy foundation we're currently standing on and rebuild it to replicate the foundation. We need to become the person we're trying to be. That process has to happen internally. To make that process work, you need to isolate yourself and immerse yourself in it. I might not describe it perfectly, but you probably get what I mean. I promise you, when you practice this, give it a week. Give yourself an hour a day. Remove distractions. Turn off the lights. Focus on your breathing. And ask yourself, what do you truly want? What type of person do you want to become? How do they operate? What is their lifestyle like? What are their motives? What are their values? Do any of those differ from who you currently are? Why are those differences rooted in something from your past? How can you change or improve them? Just ask yourself questions. It's not rocket science. Be with yourself, ask questions, listen to your own answers, and you'll naturally be guided down the right path. You'll acquire this new perspective that opens up a whole new dimension of life for you. Your issue is not laziness. Your issue is that you're not listening to yourself. You're constantly being distracted and preoccupied. You need to just listen to yourself and identify who you want to become. Like I said before, all reality is a projection of what's going on in here. That's your main priority. If you can straighten this out, laziness is just a mirror. It's irrelevant. Laziness is a surface level issue. It's not the deep root cause of why you're not making progress. You're not listening to yourself. That's the root cause. So dedicate even just an hour a day to be alone in an isolated environment. Isolate your mind. Identify your vision. Who do you want to become? How does that person behave? How do they operate? What about us differs from that? What's limiting us? What do we need to change? The more you sit with yourself, the more these answers will reveal themselves to you. You'll grow at a rate you didn't even think was possible. You just have to start doing it. All this, everything else is just noise and distraction. You are your answer. Hopefully that resonated and made sense. Keep me updated on your progress. I do look at the comments. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, because every single one of my videos covers a deep issue or topic of discussion when it comes to personal development. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your night.